So that is one of the example of the copyrights for that book. So the author of that book can decide who can use it and what is the purpose they can use it. And even in the music videos, if you are using Spotify, there will be the details below, like who is the creator and the rights goes to this. Even in AI, if you create something, even people who are all using Instagram, who used to make reels, there you can see. So the AI tools, if you generate things from AI, that will ask you to give the credits for those. That will say this product is totally free, but we ask you to give credits for us. That line will be there automatically. You can't even edit and delete that line. It will show from which app you made that, right? So that controls like who can use that and what purpose that they can use it. And in academics, the plagiarism issue, presentations, uh, whatever we need to write, paper presentation, making research publication, everything. We just copy paste. If you do, it will show that as an plagiarized content. So the original author, unless you don't give credit, that is marked as plagiarism, and you are. It's like a literal theft of their intellectual property. So the IP rights, it's all about you can allow how to use and whom to use and what is the purpose of the usage, whether they can benefit or not as a creator, right? And in the next slide, I've just mentioned what are all the different types of intellectual property. All this time we have discussed what is the main purpose and what we can do with intellectual property. Now we can discuss what actually is. So intellectual properties are divided into these types: patents, trademarks, trade secrets, utility models, new plant varieties, traditional knowledge, ex- and also GI tags, many things are there. So patents are for the designs. Like we have said as an example, that's for a car, the nano car design, the bulb design, the headlight design, the steering design. So those designs are made by a designer and it was patented. That is one type of invention. So let's say for an example, if you are from a science background, uh, we can relate it more with the pharmaceutical companies, the medicines. Now, the latest one was our COVID vaccines. So COVID vaccines were done by, they were created, they were found, the combination, the chemical components were formed and framed by one set of things. We used to say Russia found it first, China found this vaccine first, India found this vaccine first. Found means we didn't find it in the way, but as a scientist, they used to make it. So those combination, we can't use it anyway. Unless and until we don't allow others, we can control the usage of any certain product. We can discuss a little bit more into it. So patent is any product, right? Whether it may be a commercial product or medicine or any other industrial usage, but the invention should not be an obvious one. It should be a unique one. It should not be very obvious and it should have industrial use. So if any of your jugaad is having all of these, you can register it as a patent and you can control the usage and you can earn money out of it. The second one is trademarks. So the patent is for science and trademark is for commerce. You can remember like that. Trademarks is a mark for the business. Like I've shown you in the previous slide, this one, this trademark, this emblem, the Starbucks emblem, that is a trademark. Every separate business used to have a separate trademark to brand their company, product, or services. So trademarks is for goods and services, whatever it may be. Even Flair pen is different, even Hero pen is different, Reynolds pen is different. Even though it is a pen, The brand has a separate value because of the trademark. And third one is trade secrets or services. So trade secret. What is trade secret? If people are following that Korean web series, Chinese web series, whatever, so there you can see one CEO will come out of somewhere. The antagonist will, the heroine's opposite. So she will take the some documents from their company. She will sell it to another company, and she will be sued. So you can relate it with that, right? So even in Indian cinemas, it's there. Every movie, it's literally with the same plot, right? So that is trade secret. Like what is the business actually doing? Even if the company is making this pen, even the company is making papers, like what are the components you need to use for making it as a pure white paper or a muddy paper, or what kind of machines, if it is a food industry, what kind of secret ingredient you are using in it. So we will have separate recipe, no? So those kind of stuff. And utility models. Utility models is, for an example, all this time you were using one thing for one purpose, and some point of time the model will totally be used for another purpose. Let's assume the water bottle. The water bottle is for drinking, but what if somebody is placing a solar cell here, and we can use it for charging purpose also? That type of extra model. This could be a little bit irrelevant. We can also say all this time we were using our two-wheelers to ride, to commute from one place to another place. We are nowadays having a separate air purifier in that vehicle itself. What is the utility value now? Let's say we are uh, adding the solar cells into it, and we are generating electricity out of it, and it is sold. So that model, this idea can be registered, and that is one of the intellectual property. I'm just saying it as an example, but it could be done. And new plant varieties. So this new plant varieties came into this ambit after the Green Revolution process. Once after all of those food crises happened in India during 1990s, so there is a need for people to be fed on time. So the white revolution, green revolution, gray revolution, whatever you have heard in your school, whatever you have heard in your science class and your history classes, civics, whatever, there the new plant varieties came into existence from there. The BT cotton, the BT brinjal, the now we can say the normal corns were not here. Nowadays, wherever we see the American sweet corn is there. So all of those are new varieties. And as a scientist, an agricultural scientist, they will test it in their lab, in the agricultural uh, scientific lab, and they will find it with, they will uh, find it mixing with all the ingredients. They will change the gene type of that seed, and they will make the seed to grow faster. Previously, the rice varieties used to grow for 1 year. It will take 1 year to 2 years for a rice to mature and ready to eat. But these days, just 3 months. You sow, you reap in 3 months. So all these gene um, tested, gene changed varieties are new plant varieties, and the founder, I mean, the scientist behind it can have the IP rights towards this. You can say Karnataka variety ponni rice, which is in the Kaveri belt. So that is a separate variety. Karnataka ponni rice is separate belt. That is researched in Karnataka's agricultural department. It's from Karnataka's agricultural department, and they found this rice variety for high yielding capacity. And there, let's assume Guntur chilies, that is a separate, distinct variety. That one separate varieties, we can also say it as some other varieties like brinjal, BT cotton, all of this. Even the hybrid tomatoes, the natty tomatoes to hybrid tomatoes is literally different. So all of those are separate plant varieties, and it does have the separate intellectual property. You can say as a creator, we can control the usage, but end of the day, we are not into it. How we can identify whether my hybrid tomato is monetized or not? How we can decide? Yeah, as a person, as a normal person interacting with everything, actually, without knowing, we are paying a certain amount for their intellectual property, the research, whatever they have done. Not directly, but indirectly, it's going through farmers while they are buying the fertilizers to be put for that plant varieties, or while buying the seeds itself, the premium price what they are giving. So, in that way, the people behind it can decide for what purpose the final end product can be used. And the traditional knowledge, we can say that Adivasi hair growth oil, whatever. I'm just saying it as an example, as it's discussed everywhere, but that's one of the traditional knowledge. We can say that Nati, uh, Aushada, whatever, right? So this is one of the traditional knowledge which is kept very secretly. You are using it for 10, 15 generations, maybe 8 to 10 generations, and you don't want to leak it anywhere. Even if you want to use it, it should not go out of your revenue. It should not be copied by anybody else. So those kind of traditional knowledge can be used. And the patents. So let's discuss small little bit stuff towards all of these what we have discussed till now. So it's been around 30 minutes since we have started. If we have any questions, anything you would like to ask, please feel free to put it in the chat box. We can address it once the session is done. But please be a little bit interactive, so I'll be so happy. I won't drag it too much, so I can. Okay. So the patents, as we have discussed, this is for protecting the inventors for their rights towards the inventions. And this patents is given by Indian patent authorities. Indian Patent Office is there. We have four separate divisional offices also. So the patent, once you have applied, once the rights is given for you, and it will be for 20 years from the date of application. And there are four forms of patent. One is utility patent, provisional patent, design patent, and plant patent. So there are patents which you can get it provisionally and for permanent purpose also. Provisional purpose and permanent purpose, it's the process, that the stages of the patent. It's like getting an LLR and a permanent driving license. And utility patent is for the purpose you found out for the design, and the design patent is for the whole design, and the plant patent is for the plant varieties. So some of the notable patents are, so the bulb, Edison's bulb, Wright Brothers aeroplane. Those were very early patented products which we are using it. So the penicillin, the medicine, the Steve Jobs iPhone design, the wireless telegraphy's patent, Ford, many. Now it's all about trademarks. So trademarks are different images, combination of colors, symbols, logos, everything. And it's for goods and services. And this trademark protected that symbols, logos, names, which is helping to distinguish the services from others, goods and services. This trademark can't be used by anybody else. And if I have a separate trademark, if your institution is having, your institution is having a separate emblem, the Synthesis has. So that emblem we can't copy and have one more institution. So in that scenario, we can erase that. That's our trademark, and you can't use it. So this trademark is also having a separate distinct varieties, which is product mark, service mark, collective mark, etc. So just for an gist, product mark is for a goods, right? Products are goods. So whatever mark it does carry, so that is product marks. So let's say this pen, the flare pen which I'm having in my hand, it's having a design over here, the flares design, the emblem, typically in IP language, the trademark. So this is a product mark. This is the product and the mark in it is a product mark. The service mark is for the services provided. Let's say a hospital, that is also a service. Let's say an educational institution, that is a service. Let's say one hotel, that is a service. So each does have its emblem in their items which is provided. Let's say college notes, books, notebooks, pen, pencil, bag, whatever they are giving. So it does carry the institution's emblem over there. If it is in a hotel, you are booking a room. So the brush, towel, bed, whatever we are using, the even the paste what they are giving, the soaps they are giving, the extra sugar, salt, whatever they are giving, used to have the uh, hotel's brand in it. So those are service marks. So it will help us to identify the service out there, right? So collective mark is like, let's say, a group of people having a certain identity. If it is a registered, that is a collective mark. Mm, the chartered accountants. So chartered accountants used to have an emblem which is with blue and black, CEA, that emblem. Let's say advocates, lawyers like me. They used to have that collar band emblem. We are using it as a collective mark to identify where we belong. And the people who are not belonging to that collective group, they can't use it. We can sue them as a member of that community. And certification mark is BIS hallmark, ISI seal. So those are the certification marks. So nowadays it was said that ISI mark should be there in every gold articles. The BSI mark should be there in every article. And even in a salt packet, even in a normal chips packet, there is an emblem showcasing that this is an authentic one. So that is a certification. And shape mark is one of the marks. Uh, we can say, mm, if it is a soap, that will be in rectangular shape only. You can't make paste in that shape. So that shape does belong to that set of items alone. So that is a shape. If it is a pattern mark, so let's say it is on a saris, the Kalamkari designs from Andhra Pradesh, the Venkatagiri saris from Andhra Pradesh, even though both are same, it does have the different pattern designs in it. The Mysore silk is different to Banarasi silk. The patent in it is different. The pattern is different. So the brand itself is different. So it does have a separate trademark. Even though both are saris, both are silk saris, the design is different. Color is, and even the design, the material, the color is different. The the separate pattern, let's say the horizontal stripes in a kalamkari design and the vertical stripe in a kanjivaram design is different. Even though the pattern is same, when though both are stripes, of course the pattern is different here. So the trademark itself is different. And sound marks is when you download some audios from YouTube, some random sound will come, ting 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 sound, right? So let's say as everybody is here from Karnataka, we can say some famous poet Purandaradasa used to have his patent over there in every music composition, like Purandara in everywhere. So that's those are early uh, trademarks and patents which is used. And copyrights. So now we are in the interesting part. So the Barfi movie and Three Idiots movie. So those are one of the biggest discussions. Even now, if we are saying one movie is hit, we will say, "Hey, this scene is there in that movie." I've seen all this movie is in English. They have just changed in this movie. I mean, they have changed little bit and they have copied here. If some advertisement is using some, you say, "Hey, this is that music. This music director has told that." So we used to discuss all of those, no? All of those. Those are related to copyrights. So copyrights could be any artistic creation, not just music, movies alone, but any artistic creation such as poetry, books, um, movies, any of the design, whatever I'm designing, like as a painter, as a musician, whatever. So everything will come into that part. So the Barfi 2012 movie, so as critically acclaimed that Anurag Basu directed, accused of using multiple scenes, getting inspired from the short films such as notebooks and all. So these were there in the short films, and it was said that he has copied that. So nowadays the artists are saying it's inspired, but actually it's literally copying as per Copyrights Act. And Three Idiots movie, it's has same accusation, like it's an unauthorized adaptation of Chetan Bhagat's novel Five Point Someone. So now we can say Three Idiots movie, the Bollywood movie, it's like that. And it was translated, it was dubbed in many other languages. What happens to that? The part of revenue, if it is proven, it will go to Chetan Bhagat now, right? So there is one famous movie in Telugu that the actor Nani, he is being a director uh, and he will write some story for his short film, and it was uh, his previous Janma's Bengali's previous Janma's Bengali book and that kind of story. So that is the best movie for the copyrights related issue. You can, if there is a chance, you can just check it out if possible, if you are interested in it. It's more into like copyrights issue. Then finally the award will be given for him, right? And then next, yeah, GA tags, the geographical indications. The geographical indications that indicate a product has a specific qualities or a reputation due to its origin. Let's We can simply say some famous food items. West Bengal's Rasgulla, Bengalore's masala dosa, or we can also say Mysore's Mysore Pak. I just said some food item which is coming with the name from a place of its origin, right? or the place where it is famous from. It's not mandatorily to be an origin, but what makes it distinct, right? So that is an example for a GI tag. Let's say for an example, uh, as we have said, mm, Mysore silk. The silk, even though available everywhere, the process of making silk, the cocoon is same. The process of making the silk is different. So it brings a distinct texture, distinct value to that product, and that makes the silk different from any other silk available throughout India. Right? A person who is making that type of silk in Mysore, he can claim it is as a Mysore silk. But if I'm from some other place, if I'm from Mangaluru, I can't say that it's a Mysore silk, even though the process is same. It's absurd, right? So GI tax works like that. Only if it's made in that area, in that locality, with that same process. If all these conditions are fulfilled, then the GI tax will work. Unless if it is not used, we can't say that is from there. Let's say for an example, Assamese tea. We can't just mix it with any other tea from Ooty or some other place and say it is as a Assamese tea. We can't say it as a famous Darjeeling tea because it's not from Darjeeling. It's just a tea, right? Because the texture, the smell, the properties in it differs from any other tea. So that is one of the examples for CLTs. So here I've listed different places like Banarasi sari, blue pottery, Chanderi fabric, Kutchis embroidery, Solapur's chadar, Mysore silk, Kanjivaram silk, Muga silk, all of these. So Pochambali's ikat. So it does have the items, the blue pottery from Rajasthan. It's different. We can't just say every pottery is a blue pottery. If it is a blue pottery, only if it is coming from that specific place. The ikat designs can be done by anyone, but only if it is from Pochambali, that is a premium price. Madhubani paintings, only if it is from Bihar, that does carry the value. Right? Anybody can inspire out of it, but it's not the original one. So the GI tags help us to find the original authentic piece. So whenever you go and purchase, and if somebody is saying that even if you are not getting into IP in your future stuff, future career, as a consumer everywhere, you can test it out. If somebody is saying something as an authentic, automatically you can go ahead and check the GI value of it. If it if somebody claims it as a premium one, so you can trace the origin of it. If somebody is saying this as the best place, you can find something is revolving around the brand, the design. Let's say one medicine which is so new in the market, only for the limited access, it is 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, one pill, the life saving medicine. And after 5 to 10 years, now you can get it for 50 rupees. What makes the difference? So all of this is because of patents. Let's say you are making a medicine, you are buying a medicine for 5,000 rupees in a Manipal, Apollo, somewhere. And if you are ordering from some websites online, it will show some comparative medicines near to you. It will say all the composition is same. Would you like to change to this medicine brand? Just the name is different. It will show because the less priced medicines are generic varieties, and the higher varieties are with a patent. Generic varieties are with the permissions from government for the wider access to the patients, right? So if the medicine is costly, you can of course ask ask a doctor to give a generic variety. You can ask for the cheaper price medicines. You don't want to mandatorily spend 5,000, 10,000 for one separate pill, but you can ask the doctor that what are all other opportunities to reduce the price. So he will give a medicine which is without a pet. So yeah, here I've just listed with the same kind of stuff from where it is started. So we are all discussing from the location where it is inspired, person where it who has inspired, and the place where it is inspired, and why it has inspired from new plant varieties and all. So what made this IP a subject of discussion? From where the concept of IP is started. Why we want to know about IP and why we want to study IP and understand IP. So that is all about in this side. So the TRIPS agreement, Paris Convention, and WIPO Convention. The TRIPS agreement is a business agreement, and Paris Convention is the convention of all the countries, and WIPO is a World Intellectual Properties Organization's convention. So all of these has decided that there should be a separate, distinct value for the creator, and the creator should have the control towards their creation. So the UN nations body UN nation has specialized bodies, and World Intellectual Property Organization is one of those specialized bodies which led to the Paris Convention and the TRIPS Agreement. TRIPS is Trade Related Intellectual Properties Agreement, right? So all of those patent, trademark, trade secret, utility model, new plant variety, traditional, whatever. As a creator, you will claim it, register it, and you will have it for a certain period of time. May or may not, based on the differences, based on the act, it is getting controlled. All of this is having a separate act. And based on the act, patent is for 20 years, trademarks is for 10 years, and you can review it many times. And patent is just for 20 years. And trade secret, utility model, GI tax, GI tax is for um, a certain period of time where the authorities should renew it. As you as a person, you as a creator, you won't register it, but the authorities out of it, they used to register it. So that part, so all of those, end of the day, is keeping you in a place in the economic cycle where the buyer is getting the value for the product, and the seller, the creator, is getting value for his mind, which is intellectual property. So who can register? Individuals, business, organizations can register anybody as a creator, and it is legally protected, exclusive only for you, and you can't transfer it to anybody else unless and until you are doing it willingly, like a sale. You as a designer, you design it and sell it. So by that time only it will go. Like you are ready to give the whole design to somebody else. And that time, like we are sharing the credits to something. We are making something and we are using it, and we are giving credits for the original users. So in that scenario, right? So anybody can register for their intellectual property. And here in India, the applications are filed in Indian Patent Office, which is located in Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai, and Chennai, the four regional offices. And there is a process involved. You need to pay a fee. You need to check whether there is your idea is unique first, and then apply, file it. People will examine it, and once the opposition is completed, you will get the certificate. If this process is explained well in the movie Coolie, you can check if you have time. The main some for 5 to 10 minutes, the main plot revolves around it. So Who owns open source codes? So nowadays it's all with AI. ChatGPT is making codings. As a engineer, you can code and you are owner of that code unless and until you are not bound by the employment agreement and it was explicitly mentioned that your codes are for that company, right? But what the AI generated codes? Who owns it? So that is the question revolving around these days. Who is the owner of the AI generated content? And what to do when somebody copy your designs, right? If anybody is copying, if someone is copying your designs, you can, of course, approach in both the ways. One in a criminal remedies, one is civil remedies. Civil remedies is like you are going and getting the compensation and you are making the product, whatever they are doing. If they are copying and selling it, you can destroy that, you can seize it. So those process. Criminal one, you can put it in uh, behind the bars. You can put them behind the bars based on that. You can choose any one of those, but you can't do both. You can't sue a person for the issue, for a single issue in both the place. You can choose either one and you can do it. And if you want to register it, you can check whether the IP designs is already there or not first. If it is there, then you can't use it. But if it's not there, you can register yourself. And bare minimum fees, just period of 2 to 3 years, you will get a permanent patents. If you are pursuing PhDs in science, of course, you will invent many stuff and you can register for the patent. You can sell it to the companies. You can make money out of it. If you are interested in engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, you can design IC circuits. You can design semiconductors. You can design a vehicle. You can design a robotic machine, and you can get uh, the IP for it, and you can sell it. So all of those are possible. So now we are in end of the session. As I promised, I didn't prolong, but I would like to more know more about your questions, views, or anything that you would like to hear from me. So I'm all yours for the next few minutes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a great session. So, I would ask everyone else to ask whatever questions they have through the chat box we have. Ma'am is going to address those questions and answer however much she can. So, we have a few minutes left for the Q&A session. After that, we'll conclude. So, any questions? Please feel free to put it in the chat box.
As a students,
Hello,
now you can, yes,
ma'am. Aisha here. Hello,
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Ma'am, when
Hello, ma'am.
we randomly, yeah, before I could ask any question to you, I want to appreciate you for your time and the efforts, whatever you have made. Your examples and your explanation have enriched our knowledge. So, when we randomly discuss in our classroom, few students asked me one question saying, can social media content or YouTube videos be protected under IPR?
Actually, no.
Because they, ma'am.
Social media contents can be protected in IPR before you are posting it in social media. Once you have posted, which means you are giving it to the people, whoever wants it, right? Whenever we are downloading any certain app, there is a separate set of acknowledgement. We'll just randomly put yes, 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 and we'll install it. So those documents will have the rights clause separately over there. You will say whatever the generation content. So every app is distinct and having a distinctive, different class for the content. If you are in Instagram, um, while downloading the app itself, you can see certain clauses, whatever we are accepting, access to your picture, access to whatever. So these days, it is asking access for our contact details. It's asking access for our gallery also. We are saying okay and accepting it, and we are installing it. From Instagram side, even our personal photos can be used and we can't sue them because we have accepted it. So the agreement, it's not mandatorily that we need to sign it physically, rather than expressed and implied. And we have both expressed and implied that it can use our contents, whatever it's in phone. So unless and until it's in your brain, you can register it and then publish it, then it's your IP. If you have published it, then that's someone else, some organizations or some apps.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And I have one question. Suppose we, yeah, mostly we'll be doing researches and many other things. How can we check if our idea is already patented? Because we refer published and unpublished sources many a times. So how can we check if our idea is already been patented?
Um Patent is for the inventions what you have made, right, Aisha ma'am? You're speaking about that, your
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
inventions out
like
of
a
your
new
research.
new
Yeah,
content. We will be publishing new books or articles or many
okay.
things. So in that
Mhm.
case,
So articles, books are for copyrights, that is coming under the ambit of copyrights, that
yeah,
won't
yeah.
come for
Sorry, sorry. Yeah,
patents.
copyrights.
No worries. So those copyrights, we have a publishers. So let's assume you are doing the masters, or you are doing your PhDs. So the institution where you are going for the publication and presentation. So there, in that event, first basically, if you are having a separate set of publication, for an example, you have made a publication research paper in it, and you are submitting to somebody, right? So that submission panel, they will check whether it is online, I mean, whether it is already available online or not. So there are places where you can check for your plagiarism search tools. It's not the free tools available online, but the paid ones. Because free tools does comes with the limitations. But once you pay it,
Mm-hmm.
wherever it's published, you can find it out whether it's already there or not. The ISBN number
Oh.
they have to give for every research of yours, no? Once it is published. That ISBN
Mm-hmm.
number,
Yes, yes,
that
ma'am.
is used for checking the copyrights actually. That will trace the content
Okay, okay.
related to
Thank you,
that
ma'am.
number. Yeah. Thank you, Aisha.
So, ma'am, I think so that would be it for the question and answers.
Sure.
So, really thanks for the session and also the answers you gave. That was really enlightening. So that brings us to the close of today's enlightening session. Also, for the participants here, there is one form pasted. The link of the form is given in the chat box. So everyone, please fill up that feedback form. After that, you will all be get the participation certificates. So please, before the meeting is ended, please go and fill out that feedback form. So a big thank you again, ma'am, for taking this session, and also a big thank you for to all the participants for your time, enthusiasm, and engagement through this webinar. So before we conclude, here's a glimpse of our next upcoming webinar. Joining us on 15th November for a session titled "Publishing with High Impact Journals: Preserving the Credibility in the Era of Transparency." This upcoming event will focus on ethical research publication, maintaining credibility, and navigating transparency in today's academic environment. So we hope to see all of you there. Thank you once again for being a wonderful audience. So please do fill up that feedback form. And that would be it. Thank you, everyone.
Lakshmi.
Uh, yes, yeah, tell me, ma'am.
We are done now. We can.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Great.
thank you. Yeah.
Hello, Lakshmi ma'am.
Yes, Aisha, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We had a great resource speaker for today's program. Thank you very much for all your efforts. In last moment, you responded me very quickly. That means a lot, ma'am. We would love to have
It's
the
okay,
same
ma'am.
relationship for
It
future
is totally
upcoming
fine.
events too.
It's okay. So, ma'am, can we talk about this in the call so that let
Yes, yes,
uh,
ma'am. Yeah,
us bind
sure,
it
sure.
up, then I will connect to you in the call.
Yes, sure, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah, yeah.